Hi everybody, bonus video for today. I'm getting ready to make dinner a little early because I just frankly feel like crawling in bed early. It's just one of those days. So, to go with my fish and onion rings, I'm going to have a beer. We've got Central Waters Brewing Company Gingersnap Stout. Imperial Stout with molasses, brown sugar, ginger root, and natural flavors. As we grow older, we find that even though our tastes change, we still long for some of the flavors from our youth. So we made a beer to bridge the gap in our lives. This beer has all the comfort and decadence of Gingersnap cookies with enough warmth to get you through the holiday family reunions. Cheers to us all! Brewed and canned in Amherst, Wisconsin. And let's see if we can... Ooh, my goodness. This will definitely bridge something. 10.5 ABV. Again, this is one of the stronger ones we've had. Okay, so let's crack into this one and see what we have. Actually, another beer. We had the Velveteen Habit earlier. Taste. Ooh, get some of the ginger and the molasses. So this is the second dessert beer we've had this week. We had the chocolate cake one, the chocolate cake stout, and then we're having the Gingersnap. Okay. I'm tasting the ginger, but I'm tasting the hops a little bit more. A little bit of the molasses. Brown sugar. You get more of the molasses once it warms up in your mouth. So it's like the ginger and the hops come up first, and then the brown sugar and the molasses come after, with the molasses more notable when it warms up. So if you didn't have this refrigerated, if you didn't have it chilled, you would probably taste more molasses. It's nice and warm and spicy. Now it's tasting a little bit more like a gingerbread cookie. I can taste, again, a little bit more of the ginger, brown sugar, molasses to get mixed together. But as I said, as it warms up, you taste more of the molasses. So basically, what's my take on this? The first thing you taste straight up front is the ginger and the hops. And then as it gradually warms up in your mouth, you get the molasses and then the brown sugar. And then at some point on the back end, it comes back together and tastes more like a cookie. So it's kind of like you get a little bit of the ingredients at a time, and then at the end on the back you taste the whole cookie. So it's almost like you're eating the dough as you're making the cookies, and at the end you've got the cookie. It's a very pleasant, it's very decadent. It's another, like I said, it's another good dessert beer. It's the second dessert beer we've done this week. I wish I could compare it to my other dessert beers that I've tried, but I can't think off the top of my head. Again, there's been several, because I do like ales and stouts a lot on this channel, you've noticed, I'm sure. Along with, I branched out into hard seltzers and other things. Just anything that's got, you know, something that I want to try that's different. Different to me anyway. So, to wrap this up, is it sessionable? Yes, you could drink a couple of these. It's not as sessionable as some of the others because it is a more filling beer. It is a stout. It is more filling. To me, some stouts are more filling than others. And I think maybe it's just because, maybe it's a mind thing because it's a dessert stout. It just feels like it would be heavier, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, you might want to have a couple of these as a family get-together, or friends, or maybe just by yourself. On a cold day, it's nice. It's very warming, very inviting, and it does taste a lot like a cookie. I'm not sure what you would pair it with. I'm going to be pairing it with fish and onion rings and a little bit of a dressing I made from vegan mayonnaise and celery seed dressing that's local to the state as well. So I'm going to be pairing it with something savory and something, well, yeah, something savory with a side of something sweet and savory mixed together. So it'll kind of complement all of that. Nice winter meal. Yeah, again, do I recommend it? Yes. This is another brewing company that I've never heard of. Again, I miss the ones in New Mexico, and I might eventually try to find some of them online, just like I found in New Mexico Pinion, and ordered some for here, so that way I can have a taste of home. I consider it home basically because, yeah, I moved out there when I was 18, and lived out there till I was in my 20s, and then lived in Maryland for about 20 some odd years. Came back here for 17 years, so yeah. All told, I lived in New Mexico longer than I've lived anywhere else. So it does feel a little bit more like home, and I felt kind of bad leaving, but like I said, things just weren't what they used to be in New Mexico. And my family is gravitating back toward here because this is where we came from. So, well, I do miss things about New Mexico: the food, the wine, the alcohol in general, the craft brews, the regional taste, the spicy chilies, and all that good stuff. I miss that, and the scenery, and the lavender, and the festivals. But I'm back here. I've come full circle, and now it's time for me to get used to and embrace the things that are Wisconsin, the things that my body can still tolerate, because I am getting older, and I do miss some of the things from when I was younger. However, in some cases, my body's like, you're not a kid anymore. You can't be doing that. You can't be eating 2 cheese pizzas in 1 week, girl. And meat, just stay away from that as much as possible. It's like, but besides that, there are things that I am going to try to embrace and enjoy that I couldn't there, and go on with it. So, anyway, so for those of us who are, yeah, it's a bit of a nostalgia thing, I guess, for them, which is kind of nice. And you gotta love the artwork on this. It's a Gingersnap. I'm not sure what that bird is. I think it's a heron. I'm guessing because this is Wisconsin. And then you've got like the buffalo plaid, kind of a Christmassy look. I'm guessing it was probably a seasonal, so I'm glad I jumped out when I did. Webster's grocery store, again, if you live in Wisconsin, go to Webster's on Route 23. I'm going to be getting a lot of my beers from there. until I can find a way to get to total without getting lost. So, like I said, expect more from there. I'll probably have, there's, like I said, Boulevard, Drecker, I guess Central, Southern Tier. There's so many different ones that they have in Wisconsin that they do have at Webster's. It's a bit confusing to get there and get back, but I can manage because it's basically get on 23, head west with a little jog through town. Try to get on, basically I have to get on the business route. It's basically business route 23. So if I stay on business route 23, and head west, go to Webster's, turn around, head east, and come home, I should be okay. So, again, be expecting more from Webster's because they have a lot of good regional brews. Just like Total in Albuquerque for me, Total did, and Smith/Kroger, and Albertsons, and some of those. Trader Joe's, that's another place out here that I can get to eventually. So, fingers and claws crossed, I can get acclimated to this area, and then we can branch back out into some of the stores that we used to go to. So, I'm rambling. Wrap this up. Did I like it? Yes. It's another good dessert beer, another good dessert stout. Sessionable at, what did I say, 10.5? Not terribly. You can't drink too many because it's a very strong brew. So you can have a couple. Just make sure, like I said, you're not going anywhere. So it's sessionable to a point, as long as you're not driving. If you have a designated driver, designated Dracula, you'll be fine. But I wouldn't recommend driving, obviously, no. So it's sessionable, but don't drive. What I'd pair it with, again, I don't know. Something sweet and savory. It's a dessert brew, as far as I'm concerned, so it's probably better after dinner, maybe, or paired with a dessert. But that's, again, we're all different. I'm having it with dinner, so that's just me. I do weird things like that. So enjoy it. Again, there's no Instagram or Facebook on this, and I don't see a website. But Google's a wonderful thing. So you may be able to find something on Google. So I'll let you guys go. Again, this is the second beer review for today. As I said in the previous video, I did I mention that? I don't remember. I got a chair from my cousin-in-law, and brother-in-law. They brought me a chair and a nightstand, which the nightstand's in the bedroom with my Edison steampunk lamp on it. And the chair's out here with a couple of Day of the Dead themed pillows to break up all the yellow. So I'm going to probably end up having to go with more of a Halloween and Day of the Dead theme to incorporate all these goofy, unusual colors that have made their way back into my life in a bigger way than before. Blues and yellows. The yellows I kind of had with the Halloween stuff, as far as pumpkins are concerned. But the yellow and the gold have made its way back more than I had imagined it would. And then, of course, the blue and the green. So I've got to find a way to incorporate them into my aesthetic for now, and we'll roll with it. And it won't be as dark and steampunk and gothic as it was in the last place, but we're going to make do with what we've got, and eventually at some point we'll figure out how to reconcile this happy mess and make it work. Until next time, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video when we do some more crazy stuff from this temporary abode. Bye now.